Hey stars, I'm Deshawnhollywood and I'm back with another dope video. And today's video is really lit because we have another iconic story time. You guys love my story times and I wanted to make sure that the next one that I did was something that you guys truly wanted to hear. So I did a poll on Instagram, basically just asking you guys, like, which story did you want to hear? Did you want to hear about the time that I was flashed at work? Or did you want to hear about the time that I cheated for the first time? And, without a doubt, a unanimous vote went straight to the first time that I cheated. So I was like, y'all, you know what? Y'all stars, I love y'all because y'all just as messy as I am. Because I was like, what? I did not expect this one to win. I really thought that y'all was going to want to hear the other story more, but the girls love a scandal, so yes, today guys, today's story time, and I'm sure you already saw by the title anyway, we're going to be talking about the first time that I cheated. But before I go on any further, I do want to make a disclaimer and let you guys know I am not condoning this behavior whatsoever. This was years ago when I feel I was a completely different person than I am now, and yeah, like, I don't want this to be a video making it seem like I'm glorifying cheating, because that's not what this is about. I'm just telling you about my honest experience about the first time I did it, how it made me feel, and honestly, the consequences that I suffered from it. So, if you guys want to find out what's going to happen at the end of this story and how it went down, you already know what I need you to do. Keep watching.
Ooh, boy, you're looking like you like what you see. Won't you come over and check up on it? I'ma let you work up on it. Ladies, let them check up on it.
Alrighty guys, so it's not easy telling this story. It's not easy telling this story because one, I'm the bad guy in it and I just hate that. But two, also, like, you know how sometimes you have that feeling of like, oh my gosh, just wondering if a certain person is the one who got away, or like the one person that you're like, wow, I wonder if things went differently, how it would be. So sometimes I kind of have those thoughts about this individual, so it just is like, it's, I don't know, it's bittersweet. But anyway, let's just get right into it because I know you guys want to hear it, so just let me tell you. Alrighty guys, so the person in this story, we're gonna give him a different name. So his name is going to be crap, what are we gonna call him? Let's call him Flute. We're gonna call him Flute. Okay, so Flute. So Flute was my second boyfriend. He was my second boyfriend ever. And him and I, like, oh, like, this story is so bad. Okay, guys, please, just don't judge me. Like, do not judge me. Do not judge me. Alrighty, so Flute and I, we were friends on social media. And I remember, like, you know, this was at the beginning stages of social media. So, like, Instagram, I don't even really think it was a thing back then. But this was more so, like, Facebook days, MySpace days, and things like that. And Flute had a boyfriend at the time. And, you know, me, I had just gotten broken up with from my boyfriend. Like, if you guys heard my story about me being dumped 2 days before Christmas, like, this was, like, basically after all of that. So, you know, I had been dealing with, like, some little pains of my own from being, like, broken up with and heartbroken and stuff like that. But, you know, I also was trying to move on and just get to a better place. So I ended up spotting Flute, and I just thought he was, like, so attractive. Like, there was something about him that was just very confident. His energy was, like, very pure, and, like, just one of those people that you always wanted to be around. Oh, also, I want you guys to know, so Flute is an Aquarius. Flute is an Aquarius just like me. So that was another thing that we kind of hit it off with right away, because we both were the same sign and, like, kind of understood each other right away. So remember that. So, I remember kind of just, like, sliding in Flute's DMs. Mind you here, guys, like, I kind of was, like, semi-trade at the time. Like, nobody really knew. Like, I wasn't out to the world. I wasn't, like, everyone didn't know. So I kind of was expecting him to keep it on the low, but I also was definitely trying to shoot my shot all at the same time. So basically, long story short, I slid in Flute's DMs, and he basically telling me that he had like a boyfriend and stuff like that. But somehow I kept persuading him to like talk to me and kind of like leave his boyfriend alone. And you guys, younger Hollywood was not as polished, was not as nice as like Hollywood today. So I was like real cocky, just kind of telling him like, nah, like drop that square, like drop the zero, get with a hero. Like literally, like literally gassing it. Like, nah, like you should be with me. Like, what are you doing? Like, what's up? Like, I'm like, you and I, we could be magic together. Like, just the whole nine. And eventually, like, I'm not gonna lie, he bit the bait. And he ended up breaking up with his boyfriend, and he broke up with his boyfriend to be with me. So we were together, and like honestly, it was an amazing relationship. Like, he was so sweet to me. He was the sweetest boy I think I've ever been with in my life, still to this day. Like, I'm talking, used to sing to me. Like, oh my god, guys, Flute has an amazing voice. An amazing voice. Like, he plays instruments. He plays the flute, which I'm sure you're like, oh, now I get why you're calling him Flute. He plays the flute. Like, I literally could call him. I would be having a bad day. I'd call him and I'd be like, could you sing to me? And he would just like have songs on cue that he would just sing to me that would bring up my spirit. Or he would play like a certain song on the flute that would, I don't know, like it would just always make my heart melt every single time. So like, he was perfect, guys. But in the relationship, I remember that there was a time where I kind of started to get bored with the relationship. And me being young and immature, I didn't really know how to explain to him that the thrill was going down, or like, you know, I wasn't as confident in the relationship as I was beforehand. To me, it got really, really repetitive. Like, we were doing the same exact things all the time, which would literally be like, go to his house, babysit his siblings, who I love, by the way. Like, loved them so much. They were always so sweet, so nice, like just cute kids. But like, we babysit them, we'd watch movies, do other things, and like that pretty much was it. But you know, guys, like, I had a car at the time. I was kind of very socially popular, which he was not. He was the polar opposite. Like, he was the other spectrum of Aquarius. Like, there's like the calm, collective side of Aquarius, and then there's like that crazy, like very like out there, basically type A, type B personalities. And we were definitely on the opposite sides of that spectrum. And I really felt like, you know, that got in the way, because I wanted someone to go out. I wanted someone to be with. I'm like, come on, let's go to the movies. I'm like, I have a car. I could take us wherever we want to go. But, you know, me being young and immature, I didn't really know how to explain that to him. So my immature brain thought, well, in order to get out of this relationship with someone who's perfect, like, you got to do something to make them break up with you. Like, that's what I was thinking, because I didn't have the balls or the guts to break up with him and tell him that I wasn't happy. So I was like, I'm going to do something that made him break up with me. So also at the time, like, you know, I was getting into all-star dance and all-star cheerleading. So I started to see a lot of different other gay boys. And that's where I met the guy that I actually cheated on him with, was through like the cheerleading world, and us just kind of like hanging out, and we would like flirt back and forth here and there. He did know that I had a boyfriend, by the way, because I said it. Like, I made sure of it and I said it, but at the same time, I still went there. Like, he didn't put a gun to my head and force me to like sleep with him or cheat on my boyfriend. Like, clearly it was something that I wanted to do, and I was just looking for an excuse. I was trying to be like, but you know I have a boyfriend. And he's like, yeah, but you know you have a boyfriend. Like, you have obligations to him, not me. Which was so true. And yes, guys, like, I ended up going over the other dude's house, and I was fighting it. I was fighting it, you guys. I was trying so hard, but being a young kid and temptation when it's right there in your face, like I'm talking about literally directly in my face, like me and the boy were in the same bed, we're lying there, and it was like one thing led to another, and boom, it happened. Like, it happened, and I remember instantly afterwards, like, I felt so bad, and I just kind of was like, why did I do that? Like, because I know this is not going to end well. I know this is going to be bad, and I know I'm the type of person that I'm not a bad person. So my conscience is going to be eating me up the entire time, knowing that I did something wrong to somebody that I love and I truly care about. So it was just like eating at me, and I kept trying to hide it, and I kept trying to like dodge it. Oh, and by the way, he knew, like, Flute knew something was up. When I tell you he was blowing me up that day, like, blowing me up, I'm, like, ignoring him. I'm not really answering. I'm, like, just doing the total F-boy thing, like, ignoring him, knowing good and well we talk every single night. We always are on the phone. I always answer every single time you call. So, like, why am I all of a sudden switching up and not answering on you now? I'm on dirt. Like, I'm on dirt. And, like, I remember it got to the point where I couldn't take it anymore, and I was like, I have to tell him. I have to tell him because it's just, like, it's eating me up inside. So, one day, I went over to his house, and, like, I remember sitting him down on his bed and just telling him, like, I gotta tell you something. And, like, everyone knows when you hear those words that it's always something bad. So, he literally, like, instantly, I seen it in his body language and his face and everything, like, it just, like, I don't know, it wasn't good. And I basically told him what happened. I was very upfront with him and honest, and, like, he put me out his house, y'all. Like, he legit was like, okay, well, like, there's the door, like, you can leave. And I just kept trying to explain to him, I kept trying to talk, and he wasn't really here for it. He's like, no. He's like, you know what you did. Like, he's like, I broke up with somebody that I was in a relationship with you, and this is what you turn around and do to me. And I just felt so bad, you guys, because honestly, the main thing that broke my heart and the main thing that made me so sad is I looked in his face, and I saw in his face that I contributed to making someone turn the switch. And you guys know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean when I say that. Because at some point in our lives, we all were amazing, nice, loyal people until someone broke our hearts and made us switch into that little savage person that we became. It takes, like, some of us come out of it. Some of us never come out of it. But I saw in his eyes, I was like, I'm going to be the reason why you were such an amazing person, and now you become either a F-boy or break somebody's heart or start acting out wild. And, like, I just hate that I contributed to that, because I remember when it was done to me, like, my heart was just broken by someone, and it kind of turned me into, like, that little savage, and then I turned around and did the exact same thing that was done to me. So it was just so horrible, and, like, still to this day, I feel so bad about it. I tried to rekindle things. I tried to apologize. Like, guys, there was at one point where I was even begging him. Like, I was begging him, like, I'm sorry, like, can we please try it again? Can I please just show you that, like, I was a different person than the person that I am now, and I really just want to make it up to you. But he wasn't going, and honestly, I respect him for that, because you never know, like, you know, giving somebody too many chances can be good or bad. Like, who's to say that he would have gave me more chances and I still would have turned around and just kept doing the same thing? So I love that he stood his ground with that, because as he should. But before I end this video, I just truly want to say to you out there, Flute, you know who you are. If you are watching this video, even still all the way in 2020, I truly apologize to you. I'm so sorry that I cheated on you, and if I never made you feel like the king that you are, I truly apologize for that. And I don't know what situation you're in now, but in the most platonic way that I can possibly say it, I would kill to hear you play My Heart Will Go On by Celine Dion on your flute, or sing You Are My Rock by Beyonce. Like, Oh gosh, it just brings back so many memories. I'm so sorry, and I know that you're probably an amazing person for someone else right now, and I'm sorry that that person couldn't have been me because of my stupid childish behavior back when we were younger. I always wonder what we could have been if that wouldn't have happened, but I just want you to know I hope all is well. I wish you the best in your future, love, and any endeavor that you pick up. And yeah, that's it. Alrighty guys, that's all I have for you. Thank you so much for watching this story time about the time that I cheated. Ugh, not my proudest moment, not my proudest story, but I did want to tell this story because it possibly can help someone out there. Like guys, if you're feeling some type of way in your relationship, do not go and cheat. Do not try to blame the other person. Just communicate with them and talk to them, and you never know, like maybe you guys can come out of it, or maybe you guys can come to a mutual agreement that you guys do need to end it. But do not ever cheat. It's not cool. It's not a vibe, and it's not something that I would wish on anyone. So yes, but thank you for watching this video. Thanks for all the support that I've been getting. Thank you for all of my new subscribers. I'm happy that you guys are rocking with me. If you're not subscribed and you made it this far in this video, please smash the subscribe button, like this video, comment on this video, turn on your post notifications so you can be notified every single time I upload a video. And until next time, stay beat. Bye, stars!